When I bought the house in rural Texas, the realtor shook my hand with a smile that didn't quite reach his eyes. It was a good price, too good, honestly. 4 bedrooms, a wide porch, 2 acres of dry land, and the kind of quiet you only get miles away from anything. But while he handed me the keys, his fingers tightened on one of them. The small, old bronze key with a crooked top. "That one," he said, "don't use it, and don't open the door it belongs to." He said it with the same tone a parent uses when warning a child not to touch the stove. Firm, practiced, but scared. I laughed it off. Why, bad wiring, mold. The realtor swallowed like he didn't want to answer. Just, "Leave that room alone, and if you hear anything from behind it, don't acknowledge it." He left so fast he didn't even wait for me to sign the last page properly. The house was normal at first. Dusty, warm sun, bleached and smelling like old wood. I moved my boxes in, explored the rooms, checked the attic. Nothing unusual until I found that door. It was at the end of the hall on the 2nd floor. No trim, no label. Just a plain wooden door that looked older than the rest of the house by at least 50 years. The paint was cracking, and the metal knob was dark, like it had been handled too many times by hands that weren't clean. I tried the knob, locked of course. I knelt, looking at the keyhole. There was no dust on it. Someone had been using it recently. That bothered me more than anything the realtor said, around 2:00 a.m. My first night, the house settled. Normal creaks, groans, Texas wind against the siding, but then something else happened. A soft tap against that door, then another, slow, patient, like someone inside was using a single finger. Barely knocking. I froze in my bed, listening. Tap, tap, tap. I wanted to believe it was pipes or the wood cooling or anything logical, but then a whisper drifted through the hallway. "Hello." A voice. A child's voice, soft, like it was standing right behind the door. I held my breath. The whisper came again, this time a little clearer, a little closer. "Can you open it now?" My entire body went cold. Because the voice didn't sound trapped. It sounded expectant, like it had been waiting for me. I sat upright in bed, heart smashing against my ribs, every hair on my arms lifting like static. The hallway was dark, but not the kind of dark that comes from night. This was heavier, thicker, like something was standing just outside my sight, breathing with me. "Please," the voice whispered. This time it wasn't coming through the door, it was coming from the crack under it. I swung my legs off the bed and forced myself to stand. My knees almost buckled. Every instinct screamed to go back to sleep, to pretend none of this was happening, but something pulled me forward. Curiosity or fear or maybe something the house itself wanted. The hall felt colder with each step I took. By the time I reached the door, my breath was fogging in front of me. I crouched slowly, expecting to see darkness beneath the gap, but instead 2 small, pale fingers slid under the door. Feeling around, searching, I stumbled back, a choked sound caught in my throat. The fingers curled and tapped the floor twice, almost disappointed. "Don't go." The voice whispered, "I can hear you." It wasn't threatening. It was gentle, too gentle, like someone practicing kindness. My brain was screaming, "Call the police." But who do you call when the problem is a pair of fingers coming out from a locked door that shouldn't have anything behind it? I forced the words out. "What? What do you want?" Silence, then a quiet sniffle, a fake one, rehearsed, "I'm lonely." The fingers withdrew, something shifted behind the door. Fabric dragging, a soft shuffle, like a small body repositioning itself. Then the house groaned deep and long, as if reacting to the movement. I reached into my pocket and pulled out that old bronze key. My hand shook violently. Every part of me knew this was a terrible idea, but the voice on the other side sounded so human, so lost, so wrong. "I knew you'd come," it whispered, closer now, directly on the other side of the wood. The key trembled in my hand. Something was waiting on the other side. Something pretending to be a child. Something that wanted me to open the door, My fingers brushed the cold metal of the keyhole, and then a sound ripped through the hallway that froze me in place. A second voice behind the door, a deeper one. "Harsher, hungry, don't open it yet. He's not close enough." I dropped the key. It hit the floor with a metallic echo that felt far too loud in the silent house. The soft voice immediately snapped, "Stop. Don't leave me." The doorknob rattled violently, shaking so hard the screws groaned in the wood. I ran. I didn't think. I didn't look back. I just ran into my room, slammed the door, and locked it. The rattling stopped. But the whisper didn't. It came through the walls, crawling into my ears, soft and furious. You weren't supposed to hear him. The house went dead silent after that, too silent, like the whole place was holding its breath. Like the whole place was holding its breath. I pressed my back to my bedroom door, listening so hard my ears hurt. No footsteps, no whispering, no rattling doorknob, just nothing. A nothing that felt intentional. The kind of silence that watches you. Minutes passed, maybe hours. I didn't dare move, not until my phone buzzed in my pocket, nearly stopping my heart. It was a message, unknown, don't trust the small one. My throat closed, my fingers trembled. I typed back, "Me, who is this?" 3 dots appeared, then disappeared, appeared again, then a reply, "Unknown. I used to live in that house. The small one will pretend to be a child. It's not. It's the bait." I felt my stomach twist. "Me? What's behind the door?" This time the response came instantly. "Unknown. Something older. Something hungry. They work together. One lures. One devours." Ice hit my spine. Before I could send another message, the house creaked so violently it felt like the walls themselves flinched. Then a whisper crawled through the vent. "You're talking to him, aren't you?" My blood turned to fire. The voice wasn't the child's. It wasn't the deeper one either. This one was new, calm, close. "You should ignore him," it murmured. "He lies." I backed away from the vent, shaking. My phone buzzed again. "Unknown, get out of the house now." The whisper came again, closer, sliding through the air like smoke. "He shouldn't have messaged you. He shouldn't know you're awake." The doorknob on my bedroom door turned a fraction of an inch. Slow, controlled, then again, click. It was unlocking itself. I lunged forward, grabbing the knob and twisting the lock back, but something twisted from the other side too. Stronger, much stronger. The metal felt hot under my hands, like the house had a pulse now, beating, thumping, alive. "Let me in." The soft child-like voice whispered through the crack above the door. "Please, I'm scared." I squeezed my eyes shut. "You're not a child." Silence, then a quiet giggle. "You finally understand." The door shook, violently this time, like something hurled its full weight against it. I stumbled backward as wood splintered. My phone buzzed again. "Unknown. Jump out the window if you have to. Do not let the door open." I didn't think. I grabbed my phone, shoved it in my pocket, threw open the window and froze. Something was standing in the yard below, something tall, skin stretched too thin, neck bent at an unnatural angle, arms long enough to touch its knees. It lifted its face toward me. It was wearing a child's mask. A cracked porcelain face with painted tears, and it smiled. Behind me, the door split down the middle as something inside pushed harder. The deep voice roared, "He's mine." I spun toward the window, and the thing in the yard raised its hand, wiggling its fingers. Inviting me behind me. Boom, the door burst open. A rush of cold, rot-filled air hit my back. The floorboards shook. Something crawled into the room fast. Too fast. I didn't look. I didn't breathe. I didn't think. I jumped. I crashed into the grass hard, pain exploding through my legs. I rolled, gasping, and looked back up at the window. A hand, black, elongated with too many joints, pressed against the glass. The child-masked thing turned to look at the window too. It whispered to me without moving a mouth, "Run." I didn't ask why. I ran. I ran until the house was a speck behind me. Ran until my lungs burned. Ran until I reached the road and someone found me half conscious. By the time the police reached the house, the don't open a room was empty. No voices, no door, not even a doorknob, just a wall. A plain, flat wall. Like the room never existed. I moved out of Texas the next day. It has been 2 weeks. I'm hundreds of miles away, and last night, at 3:17 a.m., I heard a soft knock on my new bedroom wall, then a whisper from the other side, "Found you," the end.